In this video, we are going to talk about Jupiter into the sign of Cancer, into your birth chart, what it means, padas, symbolism, and all that is related with this combination. So keep watching. Namaste and welcome to Pramanik Astrology channel. I'm your host Prasad Mahazani. Help you raise your vibrations and become your true self with the help of Vedic astrology. And if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing. You'll be getting Vedic astrological videos just like this one. And if you want to learn Vedic astrology step by step, join my 33 days Vedic astrology bootcamp. Link is in the description. Now, Jupiter into the sign of Cancer. Jupiter gets exalted into the sign of Cancer. Jupiter is the planet of expansion, positivity, wisdom, children, and all the good things in life. Jupiter is the guru of the devas. Jupiter is also an expansive planet. It expands and blesses the positivity by giving you money, wealth, children, abundance, surplus, and all that is good in life. Now, what happens when this Jupiter comes into the sign of Cancer? Sign of Cancer is a water element sign ruled by moon and is also the Chara sign. Chara sign represents movement. The planet of expansion is into the sign of movement, gets exalted. The sign of Cancer is a sign of motherly love. It shows kind-hearted guru. When Jupiter comes into the sign of Cancer, the planet of wisdom comes into the depth of the Cancer. Cancer is deep, not as deep as Scorpio and Pisces, but it is one of the water element sign, the first water element sign, and it is deep because it is water. It has the depth of emotions. And that's what happens when Jupiter comes into this deep sign of emotions. It gives the person wise nature. It makes that person wise, but that wisdom has a depth. Deep wisdom can be seen when Jupiter is into the sign of Cancer. The sign of Cancer is a sign of high morals. The sign of high morals because when Jupiter, the planet of positivity, abundance, all that good planet comes into the sign of Cancer, it shows these people have high moral values. The ethics and morals of the Cancer people is above average, is way above average. No matter how much money this person has or have, they won't ruin their life. They won't go into the compulsive behavior. They won't go into the things which ruin their life. They will use this abundance to make it or multiply it and also use it for other people, because this motherly love of Cancer always thinks about other people with compassion and always try to help other people. The planet of the religion, the planet of the spirituality comes into the sign of morality and more so about the compassion and positive and honesty. So the planet of religion and spirituality comes into the sign of honesty and gets exalted. Okay, so Jupiter in Pisces, Jupiter in Cancer is one of the best placements for Jupiter. Okay, but here's a problem with the exalted planets. Whenever we think about the exaltation or debilitation, it is not the end of the world for the placements. Why? Because the exaltation is not as powerful as a planet in its own sign. So for exaltation, the problem with the exaltation is there is a dependency with the Lord of this sign. For example, you have Jupiter into the sign of Cancer, excellent. But let's say you have Moon, the Lord of this Cancer, debilitated into the 5th sign of Scorpio from this Cancer. So again, there is another layer to it. There is a dependency to give good results for this Jupiter. But let's say you have Jupiter in the sign of Sagittarius in the 10th house or in Ascendant. So that Lord of the Jupiter is Jupiter. Lord of the Sagittarius is Jupiter. So they don't have to depend on other planets to give good results. So Jupiter in the Cancer, the exaltation sign, needs to be analyzed based on the Moon. Moon becomes important for Jupiter in Cancer. Let's say you have Jupiter in Cancer and Moon is also conjunct with this Jupiter. Amazing placement, right? We talk about Gachakesari Yoga in so many other ways, but I find this is the most powerful Gachakesari Yoga you would ever have. That you have the Cancer into the 1st sign with Jupiter and Moon conjunction. Now the Lord of the exaltation is with that planet. So it gives excellent results. Another thing about the exaltation is the planet always operates in its highest form. So sometimes the planet is not ready to compromise, is not ready to bog down, and might have a problem with the ego. Okay, but for that you need to analyze the chart in depth. You can't just generalize this. So I'm not saying much about this aspect of exaltation or debilitation. Okay, now there are 3 nakshatras and padas coming into the sign of Cancer. The first is the last pada of Pushya nakshatra, comes into the Cancer, which is also Vargattam and Pushkar Navamsha. The second is complete Pushya nakshatra, is in this range of Rashi, and then the Ashlesha nakshatra padas are also coming into this range of Cancer sign. Okay, so when Jupiter comes into these nakshatras, it gives different results, and we will cover them in a different video. So we would be covering a live session for Jupiter in the sign of exaltation for all the ascendants this Friday. So if you want to know more about it, more about your ascendant and how this Jupiter is going to impact you, watch out for that live session on Friday 9 p.m. on Pramanik Astrology channel. Okay, so yes, this was Jupiter into the sign of Cancer. As much as I could hold, grasp and share it with you guys. If you want to learn Vedic astrology step by step, join my 33 days Vedic astrology boot camp, sending you tons of positive energy, sending you high vibrations. See you in the next videos. Love and peace. Namaste.